I'ma get booze blind on the job.
And I can tell you with no uncertainty that miracle cures are no laughing matter. I bid you good day, sir. Oh, Mr. Marston, good to see you. How have you been keeping?
I'm well, Mr.
Mr. West Dickens. Nigel West Dickens of East Cheap, London, New Waverly, New York, and Armadillo, New Austin. At your service.
At my service.
At everyone's service. At the service of science, of knowledge, of life.
How are your wounds?
Much, much better. But then they would be.
Would be...
I know a cure for all ailments, Mr. Marston.
Ah, I'm sure you do. And I'm sure for just $2 an ounce, I could live forever.
Oh, but for you, sir, I do a bulk discount rate of $1.95 an ounce, as long as you buy 100 ounces or more. That's a lot of immortality.
Give it up, old man.
That's Mr. West Dickens to you, boy.
Give it up, old man.
Listen, Marston, I'm broke, but this stuff is good. It works. I need a healthy young man like you. Come along, let's ride over to my newest customer at Ridgewood, and I'll explain while we go.
Okay.
To Ridgewood Farm, the sick and needy await us. Oh, the life of a wandering saver of souls.
I heard about you, Mr. West Dickens.
And I about you, John Marston.
Hoodwinking the weak, gullible out of their hard-earned money.
Stay on the road! You're going to destroy the merchandise! My dear boy, it is you who is gullible, if I may be so bold, for heeding such ill-informed scuttlebutt.
You're as full of wind as a horse with the colic.
I have been blessed with the gift of language, and for that I will not apologize. But the West Dickens elixirs speak for themselves. My thousands of happy customers attest to that. If my tonic is such a sham, how do you explain the fine fettle in which you find me? Last time you saw me, I was knocking at death's door.
You should thank the doctor for that. I reckon you were acting it up worse than it was.
Act I can, John. A more convincing Othello there has never been. And so shall you, a fair Iago or Cassio, make. Get back on the road! We'll have nothing left by the time we get to Ridgewood.
I don't like the sound of this.
Showmanship, John. The flourish. The bow. We are operating in a competitive marketplace. Our product must stand out.
And how does this involve me?
We're going to use your God-given talents to our advantage.
I'm really starting to
I'll
regret
drop
this.
you off at the outskirts of Ridgewood. That way, it won't look like we came together. Once I'm set up, saunter nonchalantly into the crowd that is sure to be formal. Eventually, we'll call you up to try my tonic. After extolling the virtues, I will have you perform a few feats of wonder to amaze and impress the paying public. Best you alight here, dear boy, so no one sees us arriving together. See you shortly, and remember, showmanship. not regret it.
Friends, hard-working souls of Cholla Springs, gather round, gather round. Do you suffer from rheumatism, lumbago, acute chronic sciatic, neurologic, or inflammatory pain? Well, I represent the only company that makes the genuine article that cures headaches, neuralgia, earache, toothaches, backache, swelling, sprains, sore chests, swelling of the throats, contracted cords and muscles, anxieties and ravaged nerves, stiff joints, wrenches, dislocations, cuts and bruises, and it adds vitality and vigor to the healthy man.
But can you prove it, old man?
Oh, I'm sure there's some customer here who could prove the qualities of it by taking a drink right now. You, sir, come up here. Step right up.
That's the spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, pay close attention. This poor, wretched volunteer, entirely unknown to me, will demonstrate the effects of Dr. West Dickens' own patent tonic. Be you a cowpoke or athlete, this miraculous elixir developed with the wisdom of the East keeps the muscles supple and relaxes the cords. It loosens the joints and gives a feeling of youth and vigor to the whole system. Not possible, I hear you say. Well, doubt no longer. Faith can move mountains, but I ask not for faith. I am a man of science, and today science will be vindicated. Your eyesight has greatly improved. Is that not so, friend?
If you say so.
That's right, it is. You heard him. What a good sport you are, sir. Now, gaze over yonder at that porch. If you squint, you may just be able to make out the skull that's hanging there. Go ahead, friend. Shoot that skull and demonstrate the miraculous eyesight you now possess. Come on, remarkable! The eyesight of an eagle, granted by imbibing Dr. West Dickens' own patent tonic.
Anybody can make that shot. This man is a fraud. If your eye's so damn sharp, why don't you try shooting my hat out of the air?
My friends, our test case has been challenged to shoot a gentleman's hat out of the sky above our heads.
You can fool these people, but you ain't fooling me. Right. Let's just see how sharp you is with a moving target.
Here it comes.
You ready to get embarrassed?
Have you ever seen such an eye? Behold the power of the elixir, plucked out of the sky.
Hey! Hey! What? You think you can put a hole in a man's hat and just walk away, do you? Well, it don't work like that, right? Come on! Are you a man or not?
A challenge of battle has been offered to our volunteer. Look at him! The tonic is coursing through his veins!
Normally, I don't fight animals.
Get off
Can
of
you
me!
believe your eyes?
I'm putting you down hard.
There it is, skeptics and dissenters, irrefutable proof. Do not let this opportunity pass you by.
Look, he's over there. Go get him.
This ends now.
Watch out, he's got a gun.
Who the hell do you think you are? You ain't leaving here alive.
Marvelous shot, dear boy. The kind of deadly accuracy that can only be afforded by the West Dickens elixir. Come, I have plenty for all.
You'll be fine. Get out of my way.
Hey, where are you going?
I want a bottle. Get me a bottle, please. One of them right here.
Well, no harm in trying one bottle, I suppose.
Well, I think that went kind of well, don't you?
I'm just glad that my normal job involves either chasing after cattle or murderers. Not the likes of you, mister.
Don't be like that.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'd like to say my goodbyes, head on back to the real world.
Wait, sir. I've been thinking about your predicament, and I think I may have an idea. I've been thinking I could be your cunning Odysseus. Beware of the Greeks bearing gifts, sir. Williamson had better beware. We will make them into Trojans.
I don't rightly get you.
I want you to go and see my old friend Seth. He can come across as a little curious, but I'm sure you two will get on. He's most often found at Coots Chapel. He's very devout.
Why see him?
Because between him and me, we can get those gates to open for you, and you can walk right in, just like in Homer's great Trojan yarn!
Hello there!
Destination, or you just want to leave?
MacFarlane's ranch, please.
You go to sleep, I won't have to listen to you. You got to my coach long enough.
Well, hello, Mr. Marston. How are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Did you meet my father? John Marston, this is my father, Drew MacFarlane.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Marston. Please. So, my daughter informs me that you're here on some secret mission to remove some undesirables from the county.
Something like that. I'm grateful for the hospitality, sir.
Well, you know, we've lived here for 30 years now. Came here from the east. The land had never been settled. For 10 years, we fought the Indians. Tough men. Then we had outlaws, and we had drought, and we had smallpox, terrible winters, cholera. I buried more of my children than I raised.
Sorry to hear that, sir.
I've seen strong men wither and die under that unforgiving sun. That whole herds of cattle take sick and die. But I've never once doubted my life here.
No, sir.
When I hear about this so-called federal government sending out agents to covertly murder and control people, then I start to worry. I mean, yeah, all right, Williamson is a menace, and men like him are the plague. But isn't a government agent a worse menace? And all that symbolizes, I mean.
You may be right, sir.
Well, you're a brave man. You're always gonna be welcome here. But you tell your friends out east that we don't want to live like that out here. Sneaking around and spying and secret missions. It's preposterous.
Trust me, sir. I agree with you.
Good. Good. Well, we won't insult you any further. Come on, Bonnie, we got things to do.
Mr. Marston, do you want to join us? It's Daddy's favorite pastime. Apart from political discourse, that is.
What is?
Breaking in horses. Come on. I hear you're a pretty decent rider. For a city dweller, that is.
You're gonna need this, Mr. Marston. Right, now you got some rope on your belt. Let's see if we can't wrangle some horses.
Hola.
Yeah!
Let's go!
There they are! Let's get after them!
Come on, let's rope one. Come on, don't be afraid of that lasso.
Come on, boys!
Hang on to that rope, Marston. Don't let him buck you, Mr. Marston.
You're doing fine!
Calm it down!
You'll have
I
to
got you now!
Come on, let's go.
Keep at it, Mr. Marston!
Let's see it, boy.
Steady!
Show me what you got,
Try not
boy.
to spook him too
That's
much!
it!
Come on in, cowboy.
That's it! Don't give up!
Nice done, boy.
Yeah!
Well now, Marston, you leave this one to me. Woo! I think that's enough activity for an old-timer like me. I'll take this one back to the ranch. See you later.
Come on, then! Let's see if you can get another one! Giddy up! Come on! Rope one of them! Keep a good hold on him! You got this!
Hold on! Come on! Come on! Nearly got you! Relax! Almost got you. I'm in trouble here. Relax now. Nearly there.
Look at that! You're a natural!
Yeah!
Nice work! I think that'll do it for today. Let's get back to the ranch.
Come on. I like your father.
I'm glad. He's quite a character.
You have a good life here. A life I want. For me and my family, I mean.
We don't have a lot anymore.
You have enough. It's one that gets so many folks in trouble.
It'll sap your spirit and make you poor. But it's straight, and it's decent.
There's no better night's sleep than after an honest day's work.
It's no wonder you look so tired then.
Some deck must be shy of Joker, Miss MacFarlane.
Well done, Mr. Marston. These are fine horses.
Hey, Bonnie. Amos was saying some horses been spotted somewhere outside of Armadillo.
Let's go, Mr. Marston. We can really do with those horses. Come on, Mr. Marston. Let's head for Armadillo.
Faster! You never did tell me why you were never married. Aside from the snobbery, that is.
You sure ask a lot.
I'm just surprised, that's all. You must have been quite a catch.
The fact that you're talking in the past says it all.
No, that's not what I mean. You must have had some suitors, that's all I'm saying.
Some, I suppose. Here and there. A ranch in the middle of Hennigan's Stead ain't really the place to find a husband. Amos, he's a little, well, you know, countrified.
Where'd you get your airs and graces, Miss MacFarlane?
From a couple of cheap governesses Pa hired to save us from being savages. I'd like to talk about more than just cattle and chickens sometimes, that's all. And after my brother left, it was up to me to become the man of the ranch. He'd never admit it, but my pa's a lot frailer than he looks.
You're worth two of any man I know, miss.
I'll try to take that as a compliment.
In many ways, my wife is kind of like you, Miss MacFarlane.
Is that so?
She's always been a woman in a man's world.
Looks like the ranch hand's up ahead.
Come on!
Let's drive them up the canyon, where it narrows. We'll trap them there.
Come on, come on! Yeah! Come on! Whoa there! Whoa, whoa! Whoa there!
Looks like we got the lot of them. What magnificent animals they are. Hey, the stallion's getting away. Chase him down and bring him back.
Let's go! Faster! Faster! Come on! Come on, come on, come on! Almost got you. Easy. You're mine now. I'm in trouble here. It's all right. Relax now. Nearly there. Oh, damn! Yeah! Come on!
Thanks for your help today, Mr. Marston. We got some fine horses. You know, why don't you keep that stallion as your own, as a thank you from all of us?
Thank you, ma'am. He's a fine animal. Come on, come on! Yeah! Come on!
Please, I'm desperate or I wouldn't ask. Give me a ride. Actually, I got a better idea.
That's better! What have we got here? Let's go! Put your gun down, friend!
What? They fixing to creep up on us here? Think you can beat me? I'll show you. You following or not?
Yeah! Faster! about dead! Too close to my liking!
We need to go to the main basin. That's where they got my cattle.
Yeah! Come on! Whoa!
Come on, you coward!
I need to
Welcome
stop my
to the
work.
Sounds like
Armadillo
you
Saloon.
need a woman.
Finest drinking establishment in the West.
Bourbon, please.
I love me a
Those bandits getting more bold, getting closer to the border.
Get away from me!
I'm not the kind to repeat gossip.
You want to spend some time with me?
Armadillo
What is this,
still a
the
great
temperance
time.
movement?
Despite
I'm
the
dry
fact
here.
they-
I'm gonna split that pretty lip of yours.
My miss, I could go.
Here's women with bow and whip.
climb aboard. Don't take all day. I commend your decision to leave here.
Give me the
But where
MacFarlane
exactly are you
branch.
headed?
Come on, let's go! Get him in there! Come on!
Amos!
Hey, miss, I got most of the horses secure and the chicken.
Well, thank you, Amos, but it's the herd I'm worried about.
I know, they're scattered all over the valley and beyond. The weather is coming in real fast.
So what do you suggest, Amos? We leave the herd out there to be scattered by the storm and ourselves left here to die without a livelihood?
Can I help?
No, miss. If the men get caught out in that storm, they're gonna die.
And if we lose our herd, we'll all die, you stupid man.
Doesn't sound like we're left with much of a choice then. Come on, Amos. Round up your men. Let's get the herd.
Dang.
Let's go. We don't have much time.
Come on, come on!
Careful! We can't afford to fall! That sky don't look good. I'm starting to think somebody up there's conspiring against me. Are you a religious man?
Not in any real sense. Sometimes I tell myself things happen for a reason. Like what brought me here was fate come a-calling. But nobody made my path but me.
We all need to look for answers somewhere. Some in big old books, others in big old bottles of whiskey.
Believing in some kind of divine purpose ain't gonna give me my wife and kid back. Past is who we are, Miss MacFarlane, and there ain't no changing that. Faith is a luxury I can't afford.
We have 2 herds out grazing in different pastures. We'll need to merge them and bring them all back.
I think we can handle that.
The cows get real ornery in bad weather. It's more work, but I'll show you how to deal with them. We're not gonna be able to hear each other in this rain. Just make sure you don't lose sight of me.
Whoa there.
Let's take them over to the other herd. We'll try to drive them all back to the ranch together. This is getting nasty. It's getting harder to see anything.
Let's go.
Come on! Yeah!
You saved the herd back there. You might make a decent rancher one day.
Thank you, Miss MacFarlane.
Miss McFarlane saved John Marston's life, but he saved hers.
Excuse me, Mr. Marston. Have you seen my father anywhere?
No.
He went out this morning to ride the land and was supposed to be back hours ago. I don't know. The ranch hands have been out looking, but so far they found nothing.
Well, come on, let's go look for him.
Come on, let's see if we can find the old goat. Quick as you can! I've got a bad feeling about this.
Howdy.
It's not like him to be away for so long.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
He's not as young as he used to be. What if he's hurt himself?
Your father can still handle himself just fine, Miss MacFarlane. He's built like an oak.
You're probably right, but I can't help worrying. He's all I've got.
Don't you have any brothers or sisters, Miss MacFarlane?
I had 6 brothers, but 5 of them died, either from sickness or foolish choices.
And the other one?
He left for the east and never came back. Must be getting on for 10 years ago now. He's a high and mighty banker in New York, according to his last letter.
He should be here, helping you and your pa.
I don't want his help. He can live his life any way he wants. But when I see those city fellers coming in on the railway, all dressed up like a sore toe, I fear a little for his soul. He switched his saddle for a tie, and that's fine. I just never met a man in a tie I could trust. Who's that over there? Yeah! Daddy! What happened?
Nothing nice. Rustlers, I guess. Maybe the Bollard twins, that bunch. Now you head back to the ranch right now. Fetch the wagon.
Yes, sir.
Marston, you watch after her.
I'll do that, sir. Fast!
Hurry up! What could have happened to those poor men? And their horses were dead, too.
I think we should get back there as soon as we can.
Who could have done something like that?
Your boss seemed to have an idea who it was. Let's just do what he says and get the wagon.
Those damn rustlers! I've got a good mind to head over to Pike's Basin myself.
I don't think that's a good idea.
And you're no better. How many men have you killed?
Do you really want to know?
It's disgusting.
You never met the men I killed.
I heard the way you talk about that gang you were in, like there was some twisted morality to what you did.
We all have a code. Only some of us don't
The
realize it.
outlaw with the code? How wonderfully romantic. The reluctant murderer, the noble criminal. There's nothing more depressing than a man who's found a way to think the bad into good. Look, Mr. Marston, the barn is on fire. Come on, boys.
Yeah.
Los caballos!
Help me, will you?
We can't get through the doors. It's too dangerous.
Gotta get to the horse.
We have to find another way to get in there.
Working!
Somebody get that horses out.
Más agua!
Get a move on.
There ain't enough of us!
Put it out.
sure know how to handle yourself. Thanks, Marston.
Yes, John, thanks. You saved the ranch.
If you'll excuse me, I've got chores to attend to. Hey, hold on a second over there.
Sincerely, John. Thank you.
Well, did all I could, Miss MacFarlane. Sorry about all the damage. That gang seems to really want you out of here.
Yeah, well, my father fought Indians. I scarcely think we're gonna be frightened by some white trash.
White trash can be pretty frightening.
Well, they don't frighten me.
Good.
John, my family owes you a great debt.
I think you got enough debt. You saved my life. All I ask of you is this. If I get back home and get my farm started back up, you'll sell me some cattle. I prefer doing business with people I know.
Of course, Mr. Marston. It'd be my pleasure. Well, you get some rest. I've got to go see how my father's faring up.
Which direction we go?
I'm going to Armadillo.
You got enough time for a nap.
Jim Murphy's guns don't jam. Found 2 people.
Dear sir,
in the
hello.
barn. There you go.
Southwestern Railroad says more trains coming through.
So long.
I wish I was dead.
Hello there.
Let's begin.
We, as a society, all move past things like this.
Are you blind? Move!
Excuse me. Pull your peepers out of your dome. Hey,
Liquor
blind
me
boy.
Are you lonely?
Sounds good to me. Hey, that's her. Greetings. Better watch it. You're getting my first.
Don't get in my way!
Well, pardon, mister. Oh!
Dickens? Idiot! Disgraceful! Heal him up!
I ain't cleaning up. I'ma quit this job and live city life. Southwestern Railroad.
I've heard different views.